That's right, your boy is off the snide. The Hatter is no longer Fade the Hatter, it's Follow the Hatter. It's time to celebrate finally breaking the ice, getting some wins up here on this channel, y'all. Let's go. But we got a lot to celebrate. It's always bigger than the Hatter. All this you see is way bigger than just me. Give it time, you're going to see how big this is. With that being said, we're going to celebrate what my 2 wins. They may not be big to some people, but they big to the Hatter. So let's jump right into the most important thing about this episode. As I said, this is bigger than Fade the Hatter. It's bigger than the Hatter. It's always going to be bigger than the Hatter. I'm not the person that's going to jump up here and be like, ooh, it's all about me. No, it's not. It's about everything and everybody around me. With that being said, I'm here to celebrate not only my 2 wins, but I want to start off by celebrating something a little bigger. And this goes out to not only a subscriber, not only a viewer, a daily viewer, not only a friend, but a brother. These photos you see up right here, they were brought to me by this guy. He got the biggest heart in the world. And I'm going to be honest with you, your boy will play some poker, and I'll play a lot higher stakes of poker than I ever would on sports betting. But when it comes to a gambler, my brother Bart, he's the one. While I was having my little 2-0 last night, he had a bigger night. And I know he's not the kind to go out there and brag a little bit, but I want to brag for him. I'm going to put some wins up here. I hope you don't get mad at me for sharing his success, but I'm just so excited for his success. When anyone in my group wins, we all win. We all want to celebrate our victories. You got to have, man, I'm the biggest cheerleader in the world for my friends doing great. So without going any further, I want to take a minute to personally thank him and celebrate his wins. My dude hit a +1,000 picking a golfer to be leading the Mexican Open. My dude, man. My dude. I don't know how you picked this dude, but congratulations, bro. Also, he's on the grab of 2 other tennis wins. I'm going to have them posted up here. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I love to play golf. If you watch some other stuff on my channel, you've seen me go out there and have good times on the golf courses with my buddies. But when it comes to these guys he picked, I didn't know none of these dudes' names. It just shows you the hard work, dedication. He says it might be luck, but I think he's being a little sly. I think he got a little skill to what he's got going on, too. I really do, Bart. I think you got some skill going on with this. Maybe you can send some picks this way. I'll throw them up on the Fade the Hatter. Maybe we can get some good picks out there outside of my bad picks. But I just want to congratulate you. Not to put too much of it out there, but they can see some of your wins. I hope you don't get mad at me for this, but my dude won over 500 yesterday, and that is awesome. It couldn't happen to a better guy. I love you, Bart. Just want you to know that. I appreciate all the support and everything. And I have a feeling the channel's going to get to see a lot of you before it's all said and done. At the end of the day, the Woo Crew family forever. So, with that being said, I want to celebrate his victories because they're more important than my victories, to be honest with you. So, my victories were, we went 2-0. I'm going to be honest with you, the Brown and Princeton game, I was spot on both these games. Princeton let them come back at the end, but pretty much both games were never in doubt too much. No sweat, thank goodness. But let's go to this St. Peter's and Mount St. Mary's game. This game right here, y'all, like, this is when things change. I had them at 126.5. How they score these points, the final layup comes with 1 second pretty much to get to 127. Finally, something went my way. If you go watch the last minute of this basketball game, you would think both teams had my teaser. Like they were dead set on getting to over 126.5. It is amazing how it went down. It shouldn't have went down that way. There was some fouls at the end, some other shots that didn't need to be taken, but hey, it's a blessing, and your boy goes 2-0, and I'm starting finally to get a little bit out of the hole. So with them 2 victories, we've come out of the hole over 25%. There we go. We're doing something, y'all. And Saturday's a big slate, and we're going to jump into this Saturday slate here in just now. And I'm going to tell y'all, like, I really believe maybe I'm going to go on a heater now. As y'all know, I'm going to be going on a road trip here real soon, be taking this, my poker journey. There'll be more poker, but I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have Fade the Hatter every day with y'all, because this right here gonna be an extra community for me to meet more people. So let's jump into the slate. What we're gonna have on Saturday, we're gonna have a bunch of games we're watching, but I'm gonna have two team money line parlays going, and then I'm gonna have 3 of the 6-point teasers going. So we're gonna have a total of 5 bets. I'm gonna break them down real quick. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lies. Even though I'm pumped for the wins, I'm a little drained. It's been a long week. But let's jump right into it. I'm gonna go over the 2-team money line parlays first. The first one is gonna be Akron money line and UC Santa Barbara money line. The reason I went with these 2 games, Akron man, they're on fire. They look good. They've won they're 15-0. They've won 15 straight games. They're a great 3-point shooting team. Like, they are a really, really good 3-point shooting team. They play good whether they're on the road or at home. They go on the road to Ohio, who is kind of they're middle of the pack in the conference. Ohio, being at home, could play them tough, but I just think I really do believe that Akron's offense and 3-point shooting is going to be way too much. So I like them money line. Got them at a very good price. And then the other one is going to be UC Santa Barbara. And with UC Santa Barbara, they're 8-2 head-to-head in their last 10. And then also they beat the team they're playing. Let me pull it up real quick. I thought I had this pulled up. There's so many things on here. But anyways, they beat this team at home by 18. I'm going to tell you who they're playing real quick. I thought I had this pulled up. Here we go. They're playing Long Beach State. And Long Beach State is actually 0-10 in their last 10 games. So this right here, I feel good about this parlay. I really do. I feel good about it. So let's go on to the next one. This one we're going to have UC Riverside and North Dakota State. This one right here is a little bit more dicier than the last one, I believe. North Dakota State is 8-2 and 7-3 ATS last 10 games head-to-head against North Dakota. It is a rivalry game, but they've kind of dominated this. Also, North Dakota has not been playing well. They're 3-7 in their last 10. So I believe that North Dakota State will be able to go in there and win on the road. And then the other game we're going to have UC Riverside going to at Cal Poly. This is one of them ones where I look for these and I'm trying to hope the trends continues. UC Riverside is 10-0 in the last 10 head-to-head meetings. I had the game mixed up. They actually beat Cal Poly at home by 18. Now they go to Cal Poly. That was where I had it messed up. I knew I had something written wrong here. So that's why I'm taking UC Riverside and North Dakota State. Those are going to be the 2 money line parlays. I'll have all the bets up here as I go through them. And now let's move to the 6-point teasers and talk about why we're going with these. The first one I'm going to talk about is Oklahoma State and George Mason. These are interesting games. I really want to talk about these games. This is probably the longest that I talk about one of these breakdowns real quick. George Mason is going to VCU. These are the top 2 teams in the conference. Both of them are playing lights out. Lights out. VCU is a really good team. If I get stuck here, I might get stuck, but y'all got to hear me out. George Mason is 10-0 in their last 10 games. They're second in the conference. VCU's number 1. This is probably going to be an early matchup of what the conference championship's probably going to be, would be my guess. I'm getting 16 points with George Mason. I just couldn't turn down that many points when you have a team that's 10-0. Even though they're going to a really good VCU team, 16 points is a lot. It's a lot, y'all. So I'm going to roll the dice there. I just think George Mason, I don't think they're going to win the game, but I think they'll keep it close probably till the very end. Hopefully 16 is enough. I think they'll end up losing by somewhere between 8, 9, single digits, maybe 12 at the most. I do believe they'll keep it close. George Mason is a good team. The other game I'm going to be putting it with is another game where I'm getting a ton of points, and that's Oklahoma State. They're going to Kansas, and This is an interesting game because I don't know how much y'all been keeping track of Kansas. The last 2 games Kansas has played, they lost at Utah, and then they went to BYU and got smoked. It was the second worst loss ever in the Bill Self era at Kansas. I'm starting to wonder if Kansas is really underachieved this year. Even the games they're winning, it ain't like they're dominant. I just don't think. I think they had a lot of hype going into the year, and because of the hype, the books ain't been able to adjust it to keep the numbers right. And this is why I think this. Kansas is 2-8 against the spread in the last 10. That's where I think the book is, the name and the public is probably betting Kansas so much that it's keeping it up. On the flip side, Oklahoma State is 7-3 against the spread in the last 10. I really believe this is the only thing that scares me about this. I think Oklahoma State will keep it close. They might actually pull an upset right here, depending on what is going on in that Kansas locker room, because 2 things is going to come from this blowout at BYU. Either they're going to come back home and they're just going to blow the doors off of Oklahoma State and I'm going to lose the bet, or they're going to continue to struggle and they might win close at home, or who knows, Oklahoma State might be able to pull the upset. I think Kansas is going to win this game. I do want to say that. I think Kansas will win. I think it'll be tough all the way to the last little bit. I do think they'll start to pull away. I see them winning this game around 12 points to get back on stride. I just think Bill Self's too good of a coach not to get these boys fired up after being honestly embarrassed at BYU. So that's going to be the first of the 6-point teaser. Sorry, I'm really tired, y'all. So let's get into the next one. This one right here is going to be Tulsa plus 12.5 and Louisiana Monroe plus 26.5. Here I am. It's so hard for me to get away from all these points, y'all. It really is. When I know I'm going to get all these points, it's just hard for me to get away from it. So let's go to Tulsa. Tulsa's a team that I've been betting here quite a bit lately. I feel like they just seem to be getting a lot of points when maybe they shouldn't. Now, I will say the other night when I bet on them, they looked good in the first half, and then the second half they let off and they barely stayed under the number that I needed. It was really close. Remember, if I'm not mistaken, I had them with 20 the other night, and I think they lost by like 19. But anyways, they're 9-1 straight up, and ATS, the last 10 head-to-head meetings with Rice. Rice is 1-9 in their last 10 games overall. Why Tulsa was getting 6.5 here, very questionable. This looks like a spot where Tulsa might actually win this game head up. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope they win it head up. The difference in these two is, the one thing I will say, Rice seems to score a lot of points, but they give up a ton of points. I believe Tulsa plays way better defense. That'll be the difference in the game, and I believe that's why Tulsa will actually win this game heads up. Hopefully they do. If they don't, as long as it's close, we got 12.5 points. Feel good about that. Now, we go to Louisiana Monroe and Arkansas State. I do want to say Arkansas State is the way better team here, but we're getting 26.5 points. Another reason I like this, these two teams tend to play more unders than overs. So I'm expecting the game to be a little bit lower scoring. The lower the scoring, the harder it is to cover 26.5 points is the way I look at it. So let's just say they score 70. You know, you're looking at them, all they got to do is get to like 47 or something. In the last 10 meetings, the biggest winning margin was 21 points, and that was like 4 years ago. A lot of times, a lot of these games between these two teams are usually around 10 points. 26.5, just couldn't go away from it. It's just too many points. Just way too many points. It's hard to turn around 26.5 points. So let's just jump into the next one. This will be the third 6.2 team teaser, and it'll be our final bet on the Saturday slate. So this one right here is going to be College of Charleston going up against Drexel and Richmond at St. Joe's. So let's talk about these two games and why I went with it. College of Charleston was getting a point. I believe they're the better team by far than Drexel. I think they'll win this game heads up, but let's talk about it. 7-3 in the last 10 is Charleston head-to-head against Drexel. Drexel is 4-6 in their last 10 games. On the flip side, Charleston is 7-3 in their last 10. Also, they're 7-3 on the road They actually play really good on the road. And that's why I feel really good about getting them with 7. I believe they win this game. If Drexel pulls off what I believe is sort of an upset, it'll have to be last minute, maybe 1 or 2, 3 points. I really like this College of Charleston team. I actually thought about taking this money line. If I was going to be doing single bets on Saturday, I would have took this money line. And then Richmond. Let's talk about Richmond. Richmond, here we go again. You know I like the points. I'm getting 20 with Richmond. Now, I want to say St. Joe's is definitely the better team here. Definitely the better team, and they're at home. But this is kind of a rivalry game between these two. They play each other a lot. They're familiar with each other. Most every game that both these teams have played lately have been really tight games. They both are pretty much in every game they play. So to get 20 points with Richmond here, I just think is way too many points. I do believe St. Joe's will win, and I do believe they'll win somewhere around 8 to 12 points. Should not be nowhere near the 20. Man, I feel good about all these. We gonna go 5-0 tomorrow. We gonna go 5-0. Your boy gonna be like bouncing around. You know, we're gonna be probably on a different set come the next few episodes. I gotta figure out how the episode tomorrow is going to work because I will be on the road traveling to the destination, to a casino, to go play poker for a few days. If you ain't been watching, I'm also a poker player, and I'm going out to Biloxi, Mississippi to play poker for 3 days. But I will be bringing Fade the Hatter with me. And but Sunday, I got to figure out how I'm going to bring the episode to y'all. I'm not sure if I'm just going to put it in short form for the one day or how I'm going to get all this done and upload it, because I got to get on the road super early to get out there, and I want to get sleep and be well rested to get to the poker tables, because that's really where the Hatter makes his bucks at. So I want to wrap this up by once again hollering out my boy Bart. Man, congratulations on a big night. It was great to have a 2-0 night, be able to bust out the old for both of us. And let's see what Saturday brings. Hopefully we can dig further out of the hole. I'll put my overall results up here before I close out. I don't have them written down real quick because I haven't calculated. I'm trying to get all this together. Like I said, I'm super tired, but let's go 5-0 tomorrow, and I will see y'all some way, somehow on Sunday. Like I said, it might be a short. It might be coming from a rest area. Who knows? But Fade the Hatter will be here in some shape or form. And then after that, I think I might bring the episodes in Biloxi from the sports book. What y'all think? Put it in the comments. I'll see y'all tomorrow somehow, some way.